For Mexico, another fighter with tremendous confidence in himself. How much confidence? Well, you heard Max Kellerman mention his time in the gym sparring with Antonio Margarito. Yesterday, Angulo had the nerve to say to us, the last time I sparred with Margarito, there was a long line of autograph seekers lining up in front of Angulo, thinking that they were about to get an autograph from Antonio Margarito.
They might be getting an autograph from a guy who one day beats Margarito.
Martinez
now makes it in. Let's go. Good luck. Go back.
Either to the rising star or for Tsurkan to score to be has just been weight class.
Impressed and have a good showing, especially in front of his HBO audience. A good fight of it.
Under the ring and banging away. And you've seen early on in his last Richard Gutierrez round. And of course, with Antonio Margarito is entirely appropriate because he fights relentless.
Not in and one punch power. For a pressure fighter, his punch is straight, and that was the difference in the Gutierrez fight.
And Tsurkan is as difficult a training read in the sport and has absolutely no fear of Angulo, which makes for great entertainment.
Tsurkan is elected to style of fighting, and you know these come in the ring.
Yeah, so the question is Tsurkan going to put Angulo back on his heels with his pressure? Or is he going to walk into something that he's not ready for because of Angulo's greater hand speed?
We can establish this definitely.
Not just blindly trying to pressure Angulo as though Tsurkan has no chance to win, but clipped him with some very clean.
The interesting thing is Angulo who's giving ground and trying point because Tsurkan mentally has already imposed his sheer determination on Angulo, who knocks him back with a big left hook and catches him with another one. And a straight right hand as well. And Tsurkan comes back with his own straight right hand. Angulo with an uppercut. A double hook from Tsurkan and a right hand. They are trading shots down the stretch.
Hard, short, straight.
But I think Lennox made a very interesting point at the end of the first round. If you can back up a fighter who doesn't like to back up, mentally you've made a point. Even though Tsurkan got hit to back Angulo up.
In Angulo's, if he sticks around, if he's in this game for a while, we're going to see that from time to time because he's going to be matched with fighters who come right at him, beats down.
And goes, takes that step back with the front foot. Big time mistake.
Get off his head, Andre.
Picking up, you got to move. To going forward, you got to move the front foot. He's caught with a punch.
Too close together and his balance is off.
Get Angulo into the second half of the fight. And Alfredo Angulo, in his relatively here, with a record, if we get
right now, he's got a little mouse under his eye, and it may develop into a cut. So his corner people better watch that by Tsurkan.
He's got a great cut, man. Danny Malone in the sport.
Was hurt briefly by a left hand, a left hook in the first round.
I agree, with about 30 seconds to go in the round.
Getting to the second half of the fight with Angulo is the trick.
Yeah, Richard Gutierrez had some early moments against Angulo. Angulo eventually stared him down and backed him up. Hard puncher from Colombia. This is the kind of fight Angulo likes. And you see him step into a southpaw stance and rip Tsurkan with two right hooks. And a right hook to the body. Brilliant work here. The benefits of Angulo's long amateur career as he was suddenly able to make a technical change that puts Tsurkan on the defensive. First half of this round, 38 out of 117. Tsurkan tries to begin round 3.
He's not a guy easily just in there to win, but I think he realized what this fight is really going to try to win this fight, and I thought it was very good corner work, telling him exactly what to just to try hard. It's another thing to actually stick to your game plan. It takes more.
It could be that a Tsurkan left hook has opened up a cut there, although you heard a discussion of an unintentional headbutt between rounds 2. It's Angulo, Lennox, who's begun to mix in body.
And when he did that, Tsurkan on some good combinations to the head.
Now Tsurkan's backing up as Angulo once again digs a left hook to the body and sets up a hard right cross. Faster hands for Alfredo Angulo, and he's got Tsurkan increasingly on the defensive. Big right hand by Angulo. Tsurkan comes back with a left hook. Angulo walks right through it. Tsurkan's landed some solid shots here. Angulo doesn't seem to field them in the same way.
Angulo has great hand speed, but you're right, his punches land harder and straighter.
Hand speed of a Sergio Martinez.
No, that's right. After Martinez, everybody looks slow.
But I think he has better hand speed than Tsurkan.
Yeah, but I think that's partly because of his technique.
And once again, he digs the left hook to the body and once again follows it with hard right-hand shots upstairs. And I think the body punches have turned the tide markedly in the fight. And once again, he's in the southpaw stance. Hey out of it. This is some display, Lennox.
Yeah,
this is offensive fighting.
Angulo is showing great combination. That's because Tsurkan is there to receive them. What I love about Angulo, what he does so well, is after he finishes his combination, he takes a step to the right or the left and throws some body punches in there, and he's out of the way to get any more shots from Tsurkan.
Angulo landed a big left, rocked back on his heels, but held his ground.
And he does look kind of wavy on his heels right now, Tsurkan.
And constant assault by Angulo, who was back in the southpaw stance for a moment.
Cut
for Angulo, cut up here in the third round. Both fighters showing damage.
Angulo just laying into Tsurkan, throwing a multitude of combinations, right, left. How much can he take? Continual shots.
And Alfredo Angulo is whacking him with those left hooks. Was originally in the second round. If it gets made with punches, we go to the scorecards. In other words, if the fight gets stopped by that cut. 3-0, Angulo.
I got a hunch we're not going to the score.
Angulo mixes up the punches, ease with which it reminds me of Julio Cesar Chavez. You wonder, guy you've ever seen, why he seems to get the better of it. He's very relaxed, and the punch
is coming, and he's able to throw some, gives up the ground because you know well combinations. Pan is coming, wants him to come. And Angulo doesn't a fighter that comes forward, but this is an intelligent move by him.
I think Tsurkan is re-energized by the cut, by Angulo's cut.
Interesting that you use the word intelligent, Lennox. I have the feeling that both fighters are trying to fight an intelligent round 4. Both fighters seem to realize that the pace of the first 3 rounds.
And Angulo landed, and
well, he has
hurt Tsurkan.
He has totally befuddled southpaw stance. I'm not sure Tsurkan knew that was coming.
Switch between orthodox and southpaw so naturally for Angulo, I think is a reflection of the level of relaxation and confidence he has.
And he's whipping Tsurkan with body shots, which will show up as the fight goes on. On the stretch of round number 4 for Alfredo Angulo. Back in the of attrition. You had
and you're more tired than you. But what doing is relaxed and an array of punches. Good come off with a right hand.
You mentioned array, Lennox. The ease with which he against opponents in these kind of fights.
And that's important. Oh, you throw combinations, whether it's a right hand that's getting it through or
that's the kind of fistic IQ you're talking about.
You've heard Mike Skonronsky, the trainer in Tsurkan's corner. Essentially, second half of the job is to get him. He's never been in before. Remember, Angulo's never gone past 6.
The way he hasn't been, you could see the look on his face, and yet he's never stopped giving a real effort. Not a game loser, not someone who thinks he's going to face the inevitable event.
Pelham Manor in the Bronx, New York. Originally lived in a coal town of about 1 million people in Ukraine. He said that he started fighting on the streets in a tough culture. In the 1996 Olympics, the Ukrainian Federation was in tatters after the fall of the Soviet Union, had no money. He didn't have a sponsor the way his more celebrated Ukrainian countrymen, Vladimir and Vitaly Klitschko, both did. Taking a beating from Alfredo Angulo. And even so, I don't think... And you heard the second half of
Tsurkan's general instructions he's getting.
Learning what he needed to learn from people of that without taking offense
right now.
Yeah, Angolo's throwing a straight right hand. It's reached its mark twice.
actively out of the southpaw.
Right, Jim, he looks at as much at ease as an orthodox fighter.
The last couple of years, but I think if
when
is a natural in athletic skill.
When Angulo switches, I don't think stay one way and perfect that way, because that right hand was working for him earlier and he switched.
But Lennox, when he has switched, he's been what you said earlier about his kind of fighter's intelligence. He's going.
It's not playing a big part in the.
No, Max pointed out it's in a bad place, but Rudy Hernandez has done a good job with it. And concerned now as both eyes are swelling and his vision could be affected if in fact he's able to get Angulo to rounds 8, 9, and 10 where he wants the southpaw or the conventional stance. Angulo keeps going both ways.
And here you see some good straight right hand. And here's another angle of a right hand.
And landed so far in the fight for slowing down Harold.
How he pulls it out in the leg. The guy, Alfredo Angulo, really good each and every round. Tsurkan landing that big right hand, the good left hook, the good left jab. I mean, Alfredo Angulo is really the last minute of each and every round.
Round 7 in his career. For Alfredo Angulo, as I mentioned, 13 with 10 knockouts. Let's see if it makes any difference. That's certainly the whole
7 rounds with a.
As I told you from the beginning, Tsurkan is
favorites, or the winner in the first fight, Sergio Martinez over Alex Bunima.
I was just about to ask you.
I think it's a moot point because Angulo's people like Martinez, who moves around the way Martinez does. Angulo's going to be matched against guys who come right at him, right into the buzzsaw. But as a very good one.
I've always said, you cannot hit what you cannot catch. To catch him.
Well, Martinez, wrong style. The thing about Martinez is, Jim,
too fast. And the southpaw. Oh, these right hands are the hardest shots Tsurkan has so far taken in the fight. And this is another round in which, as Harold Letterman pointed out, Alfredo Angulo has sort of saved his energy for the last minute of the round. And now he's hammering Tsurkan, particularly with the right hand. No problem so far going 7 rounds. And you wonder how much motivation caused him to have to go see a second doctor. What's the report?
According to Gary Shaw's matchmaker, who took him to the hospital yesterday to the second doctor to take a look, Gamboa has what's known as an athlete's heart, which means it happens sometimes with very well-conditioned athletes. They have a low resting heart rate. And at first, sometimes people feel that's a cause for concern.
So it took 2 to clear Gamboa. And
pulse.
35 out of 121, 18 out of 86. Almost as though it lifted his spirits to have gotten Angulo. So often he's been told that what he really needs felt for a while as though that was going to work to his benefit. He paid a price for it. Andre, he's got a baby boy who turned 1 year old on September 20. He himself has a birthday coming up Monday. Tsurkan at the end of this round if nothing's going to change. He's just taken too much punishment. You agree, Lennox?
I do something drastic. Witherden's arm's way and making himself an easy target.
And Harold Letterman, you pointed out after the last fight that the doctor can stop the fight in California. Doctor for a consultation,
no,
or can the doctor do it on his own?
No, doctor absolutely can stop the fight on his own. He doesn't have to ask the referee for nothing. He can go in and stop the fight. The doctor has the right to stop the fight. I agree with the fight should be stopped.
You are in his corner. If Tsurkan is going to be at his professional level, he's going to have to winning this fight anymore, even if Tsurkan could.
I think the determination is clear through 8 rounds. If level in the 154-pound weight class, he's not going to be successful on the highest professional level. At least not against too hard punishment. In the ring when a fighter is too brave and too good to go down. And Tsurkan is too brave and too good to have gone.
And so far, bravery.
This point is where you can get hurt because you're a bit tired.
Vitali's eye cut plastic surgery to
can see it. Recall, corner, Tsurkan is alert. If there is internal damage yet, it's the kind of judgment call you have to make, and without at it and saying much punishment.
Levander Johnson wanted to continue 2 years ago against Jesus Chavez. Garcia wanted to keep going against, Gabriel Ruelas. And if you're a fight fan, you know what ultimately took place for both of them. You never want to see it. Too many big shots.
In the corner, you see the point of view of saying, let me see one more round. The corner has to follow through and say, okay, it was another bad round. It's time to stop the fight.
Are not going to stop. I only had 3 more minutes. Come on, you should have let me fight.
Vitaly Klitschko desperately wanted to keep going against you. It would have been the wrong thing to do.
And it does hurt the marketability of a fighter.
You know what they say? Live and fight another day. And
yes.
Corner people always think about that. And when a boxer's able to go back and think about that, it's always the right decision.
Live and keep fighting. I've seen beaten to death in the ring walk to the dressing room after the final round. Because their corners wanted them to finish the fight. There's no point.
Yeah, they should definitely stop this fight soon.
At this point, it means shots you shouldn't be caught with. An obvious moment to step in and say, okay, enough of effect is enough. And yet Tsurkan is still...
Tsurkan won a round in this fight.
No, Jim, I've got a 9-0, 90 an extra point in the 9th round. He won so big. You know something, Jim? You don't have to be a great judge to know that Andrey Tsurkan has no chance whatsoever. This is another big reason to stop the fight. I mean, for a chance to win the fight.
Anybody can see that.
Exactly. 9-0 Angulo.
And the point about people wondering, well, what difference does it really make whether he has a chance to...
Oh, boxers are warriors, man. They want to go out on everyone that you employ to make those decisions. And if they're not making those decisions early enough and causing you to get hurt, they have the problem. This is where the ref needs to step a bit closer.
Go down.
The referee
Save yourself. Go down.
I don't know what the ref is looking at. I mean, there's no way.
Point.
What does it take to get this fight stopped?
The ref is there. He's not close enough. He needs to step in a little closer to watch what's going on. They're stopping.
They wave the flag and they're waving the flag in Tsurkan's corner. Tony Krebs stops the fight. But even after this takes place, referee Tony Krebs is still somehow reluctant to stop the fight.
You see,
can he not see the white flag?
But he's not
there
supposed to be waving it. He's supposed to throw it at the referee, because the referee is